time to go to bed. Party, there we go. And as I went into my room and thought about what I'd written, I thought, no, this is not the way I do things. So I threw away everything I'd written. I lead a group every day called Journey of 100 Days, a Spring Forest group. And I also lead a Spring Forest Qigong practice group once a week. And I also lead an in-person group bi-monthly called Focused Healing. So this is for people in my area who really want to become better healers. So we all need that. Our world is quite busy and a bit complex, and it's very, very full of all kinds of energy. So it's always good to be able to use the tools that we have to help us control that energy flow. But the reason really that I ended up throwing away all my notes last night was it's very central to Spring Forest Qigong. And first of all, we unify the qi and the energy of our bodies and our minds and our spirits. As we do this more and more through Spring Forest, we learn to trust that when we need the guidance and the support of the universe, we learn to trust that this happens. And when we need more help, we learn that the thing to do is to ask for that help. And we're given tools, okay? Through the wisdom of Master Lin's incredible teachings, we're given tools to be able to access more and more of the greatest, the deepest wisdom of the universe. Now, the other thing that really important thing we learn as we practice Spring Forest Qigong is that is to have fun, okay? Yes, we learned some really great skills, like whole body breathing, connecting to the energy of the universe, of the divine, connecting to the energy of our masters. And we also learn to really trust in our innate gifts as human beings. We have creative minds and creative spirits. We love to be happy. We generally love exploring the power of our minds. And since you're here today to do this thing called Qigong or find out about it, let's acknowledge that we are also explorers. We'd like to know where and how many wonderful places life will take us. So and we'd like to know who we can share it with, who are our fellow companions along the way. So we naturally reach, in other words, for the alignment of the energy we live with. And it feels really good when we can elevate our energy and align it in the best ways. In Spring Forest Qigong, there are 4 pillars we refer to. One is visualization, another is breathing, another is movement, and another is sound. So these 4 things used together create, I did take a few notes. These 4 things together create the strength and the foundation of our practice. So today I'd like to go with the pillar of visualization. For me, visualization is really big. I've always been a visual person, even a visual learner. And in a variety of ways, I'm an artist in life. As I've gone through my life, vision and visualization have become a big part of my presence here on our shared planet. You, I hope, will see, if you don't already know, that visualization is not just a nice life skill. It's also a life-changing skill, because our minds are really enormous. And we have a huge headspace. We really don't know and cannot conceive of how much space we're talking about so casually. So how do we manage such tremendous power? One method, and best is when we use all four together in our Qigong practice, but one method is through visualization. We're not simply bystanders in this, because we also have the power to guide our visualization. And as we develop the skills of visualization, they're much more than just mental pictures. These mental images that we use are they basically crystallize the energy of thoughts that are embedded in the visualizations. Okay, so as we visualize, we help our energy crystallize around certain images. As we use our intent to create visual images, this gives more direction to our energy. The images sort of bundle up the energy and send it on its way to the best and the most needed places, whether that's in our bodies, our minds, or our spirits. So in this way, we develop focus, and focus in our world today has become something harder and harder to do, since, when we're surrounded constantly by an immense surplus of energetic intensity. There are more and more things to do. There's more energy flying in every direction. There's more to think about, and there's more to manage in our world than ever. And so we need the skills of visualization. I think more than ever before. So we know from Spring Forest, from Master Lin's teaching, that everything is energy, everything has motion and frequency. And yes, our mental images are energy. So when they're clear and they have direction, then our energy is also clear. In fact, when our mental images are clear and directional, then we have clearly activated and purposeful Qi. So let's begin with a standing practice. Now, you may have heard that Spring Forest Qigong can be done standing, sitting, or laying down. If you do this practice laying down, you're going to be all about visualization. This is truly a kind of a superpower. So if you prefer to lay down or need to lay down, you will have as much effect as the rest of us. A seated practice can be very fun and very relaxing. So right now, I'm going to begin with a standing practice. And the first thing we do is find a spot on the floor. Our feet are about shoulder width apart, and our knees take on a softness. So I'd like you to begin visualizing as we find this place that feels just right on the floor. As our knees soften, We might also begin to feel that the ground beneath our feet becomes a little bit softer. And then we begin to gently bounce. And as we bounce in your mind space, envision a little bit of give to the earth below you. So when we need to comfort a baby, what do? We pick up the baby and we bounce, we rock, we bounce. Our bodies, even though we're all adults, our bodies respond to the same thing. So right now, as we bounce, you may not be able to see it, but there is tension leaving, going out through every pore. When we do our chi activation movements, we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So breathe in, and as you exhale through the mouth, feel the air pass by your lips, like you're making a little stream. And just continue bouncing in this manner, knowing that on the inside, our organs are getting a little bit of a massage. That tension that you've been feeling in your shoulders begins to soften. Notice that the energy along your spine begins to soften and flow. And perhaps even the energy, the tension in your belly begins to relax. And now, if you like, raise your hands and continue bouncing. I always find that as I raise my hands, my feet send down energetic roots into the ground, while my hands connect with the energy of the divine. All right, hands down, and still inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Like you to either with your third fingers or with your knuckles, tap at that point directly beneath your pupils. This is a point in our energy system that connects to the stomach channel. And as we know, there's a lot happening in our guts. Now go to the beginning of your eyebrows and tap again. This is part of the bladder channel. And now in our continuing chi activation, make a little cup with your hand and let's cup the top of our head. I never quite feel like I'm awake until I do some of this cupping and tapping. And now go to the back of your skull. In fact, if you have a tendency to forget words, try just tapping at the back of your head. It often comes back to you. And now take one or two hands, find that beautiful bump on the back of your neck, and just give that a little massage. This point, the C7, has very key energy points that connect our heads to our torsos. So we know that that's important. All right, so now continuing our chi activation, let's clap our hands 9 times out in front. And now extend your left arm, elbow, palm up, and we'll clap the inside of your elbow 9 times. Same on the right side. And now raise your left arm, and we'll do the same with the armpit and the same on the right side. And now thumb and index finger together. Let's tap the tailbone. Tailbone and the sacral area, the hips. Well, this connects our lower bodies to our torso. So if anyone happens to sit a little bit too much, let's move to the hips. Then tailbone tapping and hip tapping will help you have that sort of get up and go when you stand. All right. Now, please come to a standing position. Find your comfortable spot on the floor, on the earth, and begin to take a couple gentle breaths in and out. And now we're going to transition our breathing to in through the nose and out through the nose. So our feet are about shoulder width apart. The first thing we do is soften our knees. This helps the energy flow in our energy channels. Next, let's hitch up our elbows a little bit and extend the fingers a little bit. We're not looking for anything that feels overly tense or uncomfortable in any of our movements, but we're looking for a place of what I call optimal tension. So with your knees soft, your fingers extended, now begin to find that spot again on the earth where your feet feel as if there's a little give beneath you. Maybe you begin to feel the little inklings of energetic roots as they move down and connect with the electromagnetic energy of the earth. And now notice that as your knees soften, your entire spine also softens and aligns. And this brings us naturally to connect with the top of our head. Top of our head is sort of our receptor to the energy of the divine. In the center of our head is the place we refer to as the upper dantian. Dantian is sort of a sea of qi. And we have three. We have one behind the navel, one in the center of the chest, and one in the center of the head. So now as we stand in a very comfortable, relaxed, optimal position, we can feel the energy of the earth. That energy moves up through our energy channels into the lower dantian. At the same time, we can visualize the top of our heads as receiving energy from the universe, from the sun. And that energy comes down, trickles through our bodies, and meets up with the earthly energy in the lower dantian. And now place your, place your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And begin to notice that the corners of your mouth go up in a little smile. And as the corners of your mouth go up, notice also that the corners of your eyes go up. And as the corners of your eyes go up, let's visualize this rising energy With our inhale and as we exhale, it's as if all the energy of that little smile begins to sift down through your body. And again, excuse me. Again, inhale. See that little smile move from the corners of your lips to the corners of your eyes, over the top of your head and into the space behind your eyes and down, flowing down into every part of your body. And now we'll say the Spring Forest Qigong password. I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together. And now connect with your master. Your master can be whomever you like, can be God, can be any God, any spiritual master, a living master like Master Lin. If you think your dog is a higher being, then definitely use your dog as your master. In any case, now let's move our hands in front of the lower dantian, not touching, fingers extended, ladies right hand on the inside and gentleman left hand on the inside. And now visualize behind your navel a beautiful glowing, softly glowing globe of light. And as you visualize that globe of light, notice that that energy begins to resonate in the centers of your palms. And now feel it extend out to include your fingertips. Now raise your inside hand to the level of your middle dantian in the center of your chest. And see and notice and feel the energy of your middle dantian. Our middle dantian is the home of our spirits. And now simply visualize also in the center of your head, your upper dantian. With our next inhale, we'll see a column of light glowing at our very center. This is our core energy, our central energy channel. And now in your next inhale, move your inside hand along that column of light. And then as you exhale, reverse your hands so that your hands are moving up and down along that energy column. Feel the energy in your hands and fingers as it connects to the flow of energy that is always occurring in this central channel. Every time you do this movement will be a little bit different. Some days it might feel smooth and like a strong flow. Other days you may be going along, feeling the energy and almost like hitting a speed bump. It's okay. We're smoothing out the flow of energy at our very core. And now come to center, placing your hands around an energy ball. within this energy ball, we see a glowing light. And let's expand our awareness to include not just the energy between our hands, but also to include the energy of our chi field. People know often of the aura, but the aura is part of the chi field. So envision now that we're surrounded with light. We're surrounded with light. And now bring your hand again toward the lower dantian. Reconnect to that image within your lower dantian. And as you visualize this glowing ball of energy there behind your navel, know that there is the energy of happiness. This is the energy associated with spring and the wood element. And as you pay attention, as you focus on this, that ball begins to spin around faster and faster. And as it spins, it becomes smaller and smaller. And finally, it becomes so small that it becomes a beautiful, glowing dan or medicine pill. And now take that little medicine pill in your mind's eye and tuck it into the very deepest part of your lower dantian, right into a little spark at the center of the lower dantian. And now drop your hands. Begin to move your feet, coming back into your body, and then rub your hands together. My gosh, a half an hour goes fast. All right, start at your chin and go up the center of your face and down the outsides. We'll do that 3 times. Take your fingertips, go from front to back. Cup your head from front to back. Cup the base of your skull. And now rub your ears, please, top to bottom. And I would like to say thank you for this very quick 30 minutes. And thank you for being part of the Spring Forest Qigong everyday practice. I deeply appreciate your interest and willingness to explore what it means to be fully human in body, in mind, and in spirit as one. It is a humbling journey. I'm grateful to you for sharing it with me. Thank you, thank you. Again, my name is Jenny Parker. I teach my classes in near Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I teach both in person and online.